Good morning, Roll Gang, and welcome on in. It is Fuck Yeah Friday. Today on the Weekday Wake and Bake, I am your host this morning, like every morning, Processor Sky, here to burn some with you and talk about some cannabis content. So today on the docket, I have my top 10 stoners, most influential stoners of all time on deck for you guys. I wanted to go over the most famous people that notably smoke pot a lot, just like we do, and give them the credit that they deserve, because what an awesome plant to consume. And there's a lot of really famous people that smoke pot. But before we get on into the episode this morning, just wanted to give a major shout out to the sponsors of the show while I started to roll up here this morning, so that we can burn one just like we do at every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time on Instagram Live, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. You guys know we got all the streams going live right now. Oaksterdam University, Roll Gang, is the first ever cannabis college. Guys, it is so important to educate yourself on the things that you're passionate about. You only live once, and if you're really serious about pot, then you really have to dive inside your head and gain the knowledge to claim your stake in this beautiful industry. So Oaksterdam University, use promo code Rolling Spoon and get 10% off your courses. Make sure you're learning about this amazing plant from the predominant school, my alma mater, Oaksterdam University. And also, this episode is brought to you by the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool, the most efficient way to procure your cannabis. This all-in-one multi-tool will help you seal the deal and roll a dime every time. Huge shout out, Exhale Brands, great dispensary over there on Flamingo, carrying the Rolling Spoons. You know how we do. Make sure you grab one so that you can roll a dime with me on the show every morning, because I use my spoon to roll a dime every weekday morning on every episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. So without further ado, Roll Gang, let's get on into this Fuck Yeah Friday content. The greatest 10 stoners in human history. So really some influential people here. And I just wanted to say before I start, based on this list, you can really see such a correlation between stoners and an awesome plant and music, which is just a vibey art. And so you can really tell that cannabis helps boost creativity, and a lot of these people are elite artists and minds. So let's get on into them. Huge shout out to Pre-Rolled Cones Company, tapping in this morning. Quality Vegas Bud, using that spoon right now to load his bong bowl. Let's go, Quality Vegas Bud. I appreciate you. Huge shout out, Joe, Quality Vegas Bud. He's one of the top stoners of all time. Regular friend of the show, Joe, the Grow Guru, tapping in. But anyways, coming in at number 10 on my top 10 list of greatest stoners of all time is one of the most legendary female artists in the history of music, Rihanna. So Rihanna is a high-touted, high-functioning stoner that not only creates amazing music, but she is an incredible entrepreneur and role model for lots of individuals. I'm just so thankful that she uses the plant to help medicate, because she's got a crazy, stressful life, I'm sure. Rihanna does. And she's got a line of makeup and her Fenty lingerie kits. I mean, she does it all. But she loves to smoke weed too. In fact, in 2010, Rihanna was kicked out of a hotel because she was hotboxing her hotel room. Imagine kicking Rihanna out of your hotel for smoking weed. Like, honestly, that hotel owner must have a major stick up their ass. I'll take Rihanna in my hotel no matter how I'll take her, but hell, if she was hotboxing in my hotel, I'd go fucking join her right away. That is really, really crazy story. But yeah, smoking weed, Rihanna, except for whenever she's pregnant, of course. She quit when she's pregnant. So coming in at number 9 on the top 10 stoners of all time is Bill Gates. That's right, Roll Gang. Bill Gates, the inventor and creator of Microsoft, was smoking weed while he coded the first ever Microsoft computer. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Talk about a functioning stoner. So he's actually a super heavy advocate for cannabis legislation, and he was a really big part of cannabis being medically legalized in Washington, D.C. And so his friend, Stephen Maines, said in an interview about how Bill Gates created Microsoft and came to power, said that he wasn't really into drugs and that marijuana was his pharmaceutical of choice. And I'm not surprised, but I'm super psyched that Bill Gates was writing the code for Microsoft while smoking the same herb that we're smoking here on the Weekday Wake and Bake this morning. Roll gang. High functioning stoners. All of them here. So back on the theme of music for number 8 on this top 10 list of stoners of all time. Number 8, Wiz Khalifa. How could there be a list of elite stoners without Wiz Khalifa? So it all started with his music and the love for cannabis. He always raps about pot, but he also has a cannabis strain called KK, Khalifa Kush. And he turned that strain into a whole brand. Now there's a whole brand called Khalifa Kush. I mean, Wiz Khalifa's weed brand, he started off with his friend who comes in very next on the list. Number 8 stoner of all time, Wiz Khalifa. And number 7 is Wiz Khalifa's friend and Taylor Gang member, Burner. So Burner is the original rapper. Well, he's actually a cannabis cultivator and geneticist / rapper. Rapping was definitely his side gig, his side hustle. He's kind of just all into pot now, and sadly he does have cancer, but he has an absolutely unbelievable career in the cannabis industry. He was the one that crossed Durban Poison with OG Kush to create cookies. And wow, I mean, Burner owns the brand called Cookies. Everybody knows it, runs the game, and absolutely elite. Can you imagine that he's coming in at 7 on this list? The top 6 are pretty fucking elite too, and I can definitely say with pretty good confidence, just as elite as the top ones. But before I get into number 6, another dime. I hope you're smoking with me, Roll Gang. Packing it with the spoon. Huge shout out to Bruce Martin tapping in. We got some elite cannabis cultivators here this morning. Quality Vegas Bud Joe says, by compound genetics, it's badass. Yeah, fucking right. Burner is a complete stud. Woo! Hope you guys are smoking too, Roll Gang. This vanilla frosting tasting some supreme this morning. Gotta love the smoke pot. Just like number 6 on this list of top 10 stoners of all time, Michael Phelps. That's right, the human fish, Michael Phelps. And the reason he's number 6 on this list is because of how relevant lung health is to Michael Phelps' elite career. Like the most decorated swimmer of all time, Michael Phelps. In 2009, there was a viral video posted. 2009, I mean, this is 13 years ago. Pot wasn't even a fad yet. Like, pot wasn't even gaining traction. 2009, a viral video of Michael Phelps taking a massive bong rip. I mean, imagine this guy's lung health. The human fish, smoking pot, and one of the top 6 stoners of all time. Can you believe he's not in the top 5? Michael Phelps, Olympic elite, multi-gold medal winning swimmer. Just crazy that he smoked so many bong rips too. So coming in just ahead of Michael Phelps at number 5, we're getting into the top 5 stoners of all time. Huge shout out, Wizard. Put yourself on the list. No, I'm not on the list quite yet, Wizard. Shout out Bruce Martin. Cheers. Cannabis people are the healthiest of humans. Bruce, I couldn't agree more, my man. I think you're spot on. Michael Phelps, if he wasn't healthy in his prime, then no one's healthy. And, you know, he was consuming cannabis too. So, I mean, so right. Bruce Martin, cannabis people are the healthiest of the humans. So, number 5 on the list of top stoners, coming into the top 5, Miley Cyrus. That's right. Hannah Montana herself. An elite artist in her own right. I mean, but the reason she's such an elite stoner, and a lot of people don't know, like, she grew up with Billy Ray Cyrus, great country singer, is her dad, but they're all stoners. She grew up in a stoner household. There are pictures of her with packs of homegrown. Like, she really kind of grew up in the culture, and you can tell her creativity, spunk, charisma. She's just got different energy. And another stoner who's like honorable mention, if you will, on the list, Lady Gaga. They have similar energy. 2 of the best stoners in women's art. I just am so thankful that Miley Cyrus. One day, I hope to have a sesh with Miley Cyrus. Of anybody on this list, I think she'd be really a good time. The best time to have a sesh with, for sure. She kind of has that mad stoner energy that I have. Just like bouncing off walls, but still cooling off with the beautiful herb. So number 5, Miley Cyrus. Number 4 on the list of elite stoners, Seth Rogen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Seth Rogen has made it onto the top 5 most elite stoners ever. I mean, the owner of Houseplant, which is this super bougie cannabis related goods company. Check out Houseplant. He is really killing it, but he is most known for his work on the movie Pineapple Express, the most popular pot film of all time. Seth Rogen with an elite role and just has really taken on the aura. He plays the role in real life of a great, productive stoner, super heady, Jewish just like me, member of the tribe. Gotta love Seth Rogen. Shout out Normonius. Cannabis is the gateway to a life lived well. Yes, agreed, Normonius. It is a life lived well. And Seth Rogen is living a great life. Miley Cyrus, and getting into the top 3. Coming in at the 3rd greatest stoner of all time, Snoop Dogg. D-O-double-G himself. Guys, like, if you picture a stoner in your head, most people close their eyes and picture a stoner. It's Snoop Dogg. Just this laid back individual with the like low cut eyes because of how stoned he is all the time, smoking on stage in public. I mean, everybody knows Snoop Dogg is a stoner. Notoriously smoking weed every day in public, stanking it up, and you know he's always got the good shit. I watched his Comedy Central, his comedy special on Netflix the other day, and he was ripping blunts on the side stage. And when the comedians were done with their bit, they would come join him at the table and smoke the herb with him. Just such a great sense of community cannabis forms, and Snoop Dogg at the top of that list, an unbelievable man to sesh with. Professor Sesh, did you know Normonius is the backup singer for Pauly Shore and the Crusties? Yo, I'm hype. I did not know that. We got a singer. We got a band member here this morning. Normonius tapping into the show. Thanks, Bruce Martin, for letting me know. I'm a big Bruce Martin fan, but I gotta check out Normonius' work too. So the second best stoner in the history of mankind, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, these top 3 aren't just stoners. They're icons. They're cannabis icons. Number 2. Everybody knew he was on this list somewhere. Holy shit, I can't keep this lit. The second best stoner of all time, Bob Marley. How could you leave Marley off of this list? So not only does Bob Marley, was he an elite sesher himself, a pro sesher, if you will, he created and set the vibe for an infinite amount of sessions to come. He made banger after banger after banger of vibes. Just some of the greatest art in the history of mankind. Smoking the beautiful devil's lettuce the whole time. And how could it be devil's lettuce if such a loving individual, calm, soothing? Bob Marley, ladies and gentlemen, the second greatest stoner, most influential stoner of all time. And it's kind of crazy that he's second. It begs the question, who is first? Who could have been left out? Shout out House Flame 2 tapping in this morning. Hope you guys are all smoking your herb, having a good wake and bake. 8 a.m. Pacific time every weekday morning. Get your wake and bake on. But so this has been the top 10 list of stoners all time. My opinion, of course. Before I give you guys number 1, I'm just going to do a quick recap, 10-2, and then I'm going to drop the greatest stoner in the history of mankind, in my opinion. So Processor Sky's top 10 stoners of all time. Number 10, Rihanna. Number 9, Bill Gates. Number 8, Wiz Khalifa. Number 7, Burner. Number 6, Michael Phelps. Number 5, Miley Cyrus / Hannah Montana. Number 4, Seth Rogen. Number 3, Snoop D-O-double-G. Number 2, Bob Marley. And number 1, the greatest stoner of all time, Carl Sagan. And so this is such an elite stoner. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who Carl Sagan is. But the effect and impact that he's had on the world of non-stoners, like the entire world, not just in science and astrology, but philosophy itself. And he's one of those stoner minds that you can tell he was just thinking about thoughts. The redundant world of philosophy and just trying to live the most effective life he can. Got super wrapped up in outer space and taught mankind infinitely many lessons about the expansive cosmos that is outer space, but just philosophy as a whole and being such a gentle genius. Never hurt a fly, lived his whole entire life just learning and immersing himself in education and educating others, all while smoking the beautiful herb. I mean, Carl Sagan is the number 1 on this list because he is proof that one can have lived a complete life, a complete stoner life, and made infinite impact on the world. Still one of the most knowledgeable individuals in mankind, one of the most rational and moral sound, one of my greatest role models ever, Carl fucking Sagan, the host of The Cosmos. Guys, if you guys haven't watched The Cosmos, you want an intro to Carl Sagan, just pop on one of the classic episodes of The Cosmos. He was on some wacky, trippy shit back like 80 years ago, like 70 years ago. Smoke some herb and watch some of Carl Sagan's original Cosmos work. He'll blow your mind. But anyways, that has been Fuck Yeah Friday episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake Roll Gang. My top 10 stoners of all time. I am so thankful for everybody tapping into this episode of the show. We go live every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time, but now it's the weekend because it has been Fuck Yeah Friday, but you guys bet your ass you'll find me here Monday morning, 8 a.m., Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You guys are all the shit. I just appreciate every single one of you guys tapping in. The Wizard keeps saying, poor Willie, yo, yeah. Shout out Hendrix, but shout out, I don't even know if I know Willie. Who's Willie? What stoner am I missing Willie? But no, Jimi Hendrix was my first honorable mention. Second was Lady Gaga. The top 10 was just too elite. Willie Nelson. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we'll stick him on to the honorable mention. But hey, I appreciate everybody tapping in this morning. I hope you have an amazing Fuck Yeah Friday. I'm gonna go and finish this joint and have a kickback weekend. Go play some tennis, and I hope you guys have a great weekend, Roll Gang. Much love to all of you. Processor Sky with another week of Weekday Wake and Bake. Shout out to Joe, Quality Vegas Bud Joe rolling through on Tuesday, and Ariana Janae coming through for an awesome midweek mailbag. We had some great episodes this week. Go back and check them out if you missed any of them. Super educational house grow with Joe on Tuesday, QVB Tuesday. Learn all about growing the amazing plant and just learning about an awesome industry model with Ariana Janae on Wednesday. So go back and check those out. But this Fuck Yeah Friday episode with the top 10 stoners of all time, Roll Gang, those were the most influential, really. But you guys are all on my top 10, my real top 10. And I would sesh with you guys over these guys 8 days a week. 8 days. I do it 5. I try. And I love doing it, Roll Gang. You guys are the reason, and it's so much fun to sesh with you. I hope you guys are nice and lit and have an amazing, amazing weekend, Roll Gang. Mwah! For session.